Hey guys, today we are here at the Waco Mammoth National Monument on So believe it or not, supposedly there was mammoths here in Texas, in Waco of all places. I am here at a park and they give tours and they give the history of how they discovered this. Let's look at some of the stuff that they've got here.
We're national park people.
That is great. I love that, y'all. My gosh, they keep finding more.
Oh, one more page.
When you fill it up, we're going to have to find, just make some more parks for you to.
Not full, and already only just
That's
4.
right. Well done. I'm impressed.
Have a good day.
You too.
Right here.
Yeah.
Don't you think that it looks like a roast turkey?
So it's something else. I don't believe in the dinosaur theory, but apparently there is fossils that prove that there was some sort of something here at one time. Here is a sandbox that kids can dig through and find bones. Just a little kiddie dig. Now the tour is in about another 10 minutes. So I'm just going to show you around here for now. And then we will go enjoy the tour. Now, if you choose to come here, there's only bathrooms in the Welcome Center, so you're out of luck if you need to go to the bathroom anywhere else, but that's fine. They do have the soda machines. Now, I'd spotted something over here on this wall that will be interesting. How many knows what a walking stick is? There you have it, a walking stick bug. Just quietly standing there. There also happens to be a hiking trail that's about a mile long, so we will go on that a little later. So, this will be interesting. I also do want to mention that if you need a ride because you're not capable of walking, they do provide little cart services. So that's convenient for the invalids who wants to do this. Oh, I also want to mention that you do need to get a ticket for the tour, and it's $5 for a regular adult. There are discounts available for senior citizens, veterans, and children. I don't know what the age limit is for the children.
Okay, so here's the plan. The tour takes about 45 minutes. Did they tell you about the restrooms that all we have are right here? Most important thing you'll learn today. And we'll walk down a little bit, talk about what this place was like here during the Ice Age and some of the big animals that lived here during the Ice Age. And then we'll go see where the first bones were discovered. And then we'll go into the shelter, which is air conditioned, and that's where we'll spend most of our time. So, sound okay to y'all? Everybody walking okay? All right, let's hit the road. Where's everybody from? Where are y'all from? College Station. That's great. Are you an Aggie? Just Bear. Okay. Well, actually, don't know where they're from. That's right. Yeah. Where's everybody from? Where are you from?
I'm just from here.
Okay, just from here. And where are you just from? College Station 2 and Kansas City. Okay, I love it. You know, last month we had people from every state in the union visited. Like we keep track, and it was so neat. And we always get people from Australia all the time.
Wow.
They're big travelers apparently. I love it. That's why I ask. I'm just curious. I see it's interesting to see where people are from. Okay, we're going to stop right here under this tree. Isn't this a wonderful tree? Magic tree. Something out of Harry Potter or something. I love this. Okay, so, yeah, you don't have to get off the sidewalk. In fact, don't get on the grass because this has become chigger time, so the ground seems to be okay, but the grass is not too great. Okay, so I love this tree. It's 250 years old. It's a live oak. So for live oaks, they can get a lot older than that, but it's so gnarly. 250 years ago, when this tree was just a baby, just a little seedling, maybe that tall, the people who lived here were the Waco Indians. And they were called Wacos. They were a sub-tribe of the Wichitas. This is kind of the southernmost point for Wichitas. Now they all live in Oklahoma because, Texas kicked them out, as American history shows, but that we still maintain a kind of a relationship with them. But during that time, all this land around here looked just exactly like it does now. Like the same plants, same animals. Two rivers come together. They probably settled in this area not just for the rivers, but because this is a low place right here, just physically low, and a lot of water collects here. So they tell us this has been, where these mammoths are, has been a watering hole for thousands of years, probably throughout the Ice Age, which explains why we keep finding all these animals here, because sooner or later, if you're gonna find them anywhere, that's a good place to find them, is in a watering hole. So that's what you're gonna see. Now, the mammoths you're gonna see are not woolly mammoths. So I hope you're not disappointed and want your money back. You should be happy they're not woolly mammoths, because ours are Columbian mammoths, largest animal ever to walk on North America. They're bigger than woolly mammoths. Woolly mammoths were really well suited for a cold temperature. Even their ears, I love this, their ears were lined in fur. And every strand of fur on them was about a yard long. So they were perfectly suited for really, really cold weather. They weren't perfectly suited here, though, because it never got that cold. Once again, you can't have your money back, but believe it or not, I didn't believe it the first time I came here. I don't know about y'all, but Ice Age, to my way of thinking, meant the earth was covered in glaciers and ice, but it pretty much stopped at Kansas. Nothing really further south than Kansas got very cold. So in fact, really, in kind of a diagonal line that went from Florida to Northern California, most of that lower part of that diagonal line was pretty, not maybe 10 degrees cooler than it is now. So it really was not ice agey for most of North America. So the mammoths we had were not woolies, they were called Columbian mammoths. And the truth is woolies and Columbians are probably the same animal. We now think they're probably the same animal. It's just that where they lived in the north, they were well suited for the north. They adapted, to that colder climate. In the south, they adapted to a warmer climate. So our Columbian mammoth was the brother or cousin of the woolies. He was 4 feet taller. Woolies were only 10 feet tall. He was 14 feet tall. And that is the largest mammal ever to walk on North America. And even today, the largest mammal on the planet, well, the largest mammal on the planet is a whale, but the largest mammal that walks on the planet, that's on land, is the African elephant. And ours our Columbian mammoths were 2 feet taller than the African elephant. So they're big. And listen, the thing with mammoths, I probably shouldn't say this because it takes some of the exoticness out of it. A mammoth is just basically an elephant that lived in the Ice Age. I mean, there are some differences. If you're a paleontologist, those differences, are interesting, but none of them appear to be, at this point we know now, that significant, that would make a major difference in our understanding of their behavior. But there's a lot we still don't know, so we could, things may change. I've only been a guide here for a year, and in that year's time I've had to change my spiel 4 times because science, we just keep discovering new things. So everything I'm telling you tomorrow could be totally wrong. I think that's not the way I'm supposed to present my stuff to you. It should say these are eternal truths and will never change, but this is a nature trail if anybody's interested. It was done for us by a Boy Scout who wanted to get his Eagle badge. So he was from Troop 453, so he made this trail exactly 0.453 miles long. And he drove his father crazy because his father was helping him. It had to be exactly 0.453 miles long, not a half an inch longer or shorter. Oh good, it's here. This is not part of the regular tour, but I can show you a saber-tooth cat skull. We do children's programs, and that's what this was. But this is the guy. He was the major predator here during the Ice Age, a saber-toothed cat. You may have heard it called saber-toothed tiger, same thing. And look at those teeth. So what he would do, he would chase down his victim and push him down to the ground, we think. And then he would open his jaws, and they could open their jaws a lot wider than a normal cat would or than a human could, because otherwise he could just eat little bitty things so the teeth would get in the way, but he could really open them far. And he'd go for the neck, and then he would just squeeze. He'd just close that mouth around the neck, and that usually resulted in the penetration of the major arteries in the neck. And then the animal he would say a deer or something, would bleed to death. And we all decided this is how we want to go. Unfortunately, these are no longer with us. These became extinct, and there's no cat today that's related to him. He just completely disappeared at the end of the Ice Age. But he could kill an animal in 1 minute. And you wouldn't even know what hit you. They say too that by the time the animal has been, knocked down and arteries penetrated by the teeth, that the heart of that animal is beating so fast because it's terrified because it doesn't know what hit him, and that the animal would bleed out really fast. So that would be quick. So his official name is Smilodon fatalis in Latin, which basically means deadly smile. And he was the king of king of killers, I guess we could say, during the Ice Age. This is real quick. I told you about that giant ground sloth. One toenail of a giant ground sloth. They were huge. And then everything else I think you'll see when we get to the shelter. But this is for when we do children's programs, but I just thought you would enjoy it. So, okay. Are they nice? Okay, so what they found here turned out to be, why we have the red star, why we're a national monument, not just one mammoth. Most of these are just small groups. We found an entire herd of mammoths here. And in 1978, nobody even knew that mammoths herded at all, not even woolly mammoths. We didn't know at all. So that was big news in Mammoth Land, stuff like that happened. So that's how we got to be a national monument. But we do owe them a lot. Listen, y'all, I'm gonna explain things, but if you would rather explore on your own, feel free to do that, however you want to do that. Just don't crawl down there with the bones, that's all that we have. So this is called an in situ fossil site, which means that these animals, this is where they are. We just uncover them, and then we build this building on top of them to protect them, especially since they're not petrified yet, but they need some protection. So that's what we have. This lower level of this site, that is the level of the creek outside. So the 18 mammoths that were out there, we had to pick them up and move them. Because they were, now that they were out, they were going to get damaged. So they're now out at Baylor, and we're slowly, in fact, she's a paleontologist, graduate student over there, gluing them back together. And we're going to recreate that site in the future, somewhere on the park, we believe. So what you're seeing are this lower level down here. That is another mom and her baby here in the sun, further upstream from her nursery herd. And what we think happened is we think that they were down there in the ravine outside drinking water, and that probably a flash flood occurred, something that they could not outrun. They may have even been slowed down by the mud in the creek. One of the mothers was found with a tusk under the body of the baby. So sad. That's what we think happened. We could be wrong. A geology professor out at Baylor about a year and a half, 2 years ago, found what he thinks believes to be evidence of a poisonous algae. He found it in the soil, this 65,000-year-old soil out there. And if that's the case, then it means they didn't drown, that perhaps they were drinking this poisoned water and they died. It's a natural recurring poison. We don't, at this point, he hasn't completed his research and it's not been published and critiqued and stuff, so we don't know for sure yet. But if you ever check out this, we may have changed our story with it. And she's pointing out something very important. This is what we think the Columbian mammoth probably looked like when it was alive. He's the right size. I'm going to tell you all the truth. Y'all look like he was open wide. He's supposed to be 13 feet tall. Actually, 14 feet tall. The lights got in the way, so he's 13 feet 6 inches tall. But he should be about 6 inches taller. But this is the size. In fact, the model for him is this big boy right on the other side of this railing. Yeah. He's drawn. This painting here is drawn to the scale. Now, the thing with these Columbian mammoths is that they lived and died and were preserved in a temperate climate, and not a frozen climate. So woolly mammoths lived and died and were preserved in a frozen climate, which means we know a lot about them. We even practically know their eyelashes and the color of their eyes. Everything was perfectly preserved, flash frozen in ice, the way you do fresh food today. But these guys that died in a warm enough climate that a lot of the soft tissue, hair, fur, bodily organs, stuff like that did not preserve. So we've taken a guess here. Pretty sure about the color because we found some fur on a mammoth in California that still has some fur on it. It was this color. What we don't know is quite how much he had. He didn't need nearly as much as a woolly, but he might need more than the elephant today, in tropical, subtropical climates. So he probably had some sort of little stole up here, and we call that the Donald Trump toupee. Some protection for his head and for his the top of his body. These guys could graze for as much as 20 hours a day, like from the 4 days. Ever so much. They could eat 7 pieces of food they wanted to. And of course that means what goes in must come out. Food about 300. They drank about 75 gallons of water. So they used up a lot of resources, right? So he probably weighed about 20 to 25 pounds. I wish there was one alive. The closest thing would be an African elephant. And we do have African elephants in our zoo. Mostly elephants that you see in zoos tend to be Asian elephants because they're smaller, which means they cost less money, frankly, and they're a little more gentle, a little more, work with them better than Africans. So he's 14 feet tall, almost. But she seems to have died in this place, and we haven't found a nursery herd around her. Now that doesn't mean but what it could mean is that she had left the nursery herd. And one time of year when we do, the nursery herd outside, because camels and mammoths hung out together, we had found that they were just buddies all over North America. When we find mammoth fossils, we will find camel fossils too. And we think that they had that kind of relationship like donkeys and sheep, or border collie and sheep, donkeys and goats and stuff. The camel served as kind of a watchdog for the herd. They had better eyesight and could see if something was coming. And then the mammoths benefited from that, and camels benefited from that with the big animals. And then right here, remember the saber castle song? See that right down there? That is the saber tooth of a kitten, of a saber kitten. We found that too. And we found these bones, but we don't know if they belong together or not. But that is the tooth of about a 1-year-old saber cat. So we are all very eager to get in there and start reading and see who those really belong to, belong to the saber cat or not. But she was just a little baby.
Will there be more digging here?
Yes, there will be. We're waiting. We've been put on hiatus for the National Park Service. We became a national monument. They said, what else are you doing? And we said, well, we've got at least 4 animals here in this building. We've probably got a dozen more along that creek out there. The geologists say you're probably sitting on an iceberg of fossils because this was a fossils. your little some Baylor kids did this for us. So, yeah.
Hello.
Feel good. Very good.
Yes.
That's a bone.
Bone.
Isla, do you want to take a picture? I want to take a picture.
Would you like me to take a picture of y'all, the
Sure.
family? We do that all the time. We do that. What do you want to take it of? This is kind of good because you get the background of the mammoths.
Oh, yeah.
And then you get the kids compared to the size.
Do you want to stand by the man storm?
Oh, sorry, one second.
Yeah.
Let's see, let me get where I can get.
You can turn it sideways too if you want.
Oh, okay, I think this is.
Of course.
Okay, if I just say mammoth,
Man,
mammoth. Good, okay, see. Anybody else need their picture taken?
yeah.
You want me to do that?
Stand by the door. Look at mama.
And that was it of the Mammoth building. Now we are going to go to that little hiking trail that troop made. That Boy Scout made for a badge. Good for him, right? Awesome. Alright. Let's go on this trail. Hey, not that big of a trail, not that long. We've got a deer loop, which is out that way. So we'll check that out on the way back out. Hold on just a moment because I was running to track all this and I failed. So I am going to get that started now. That way it can count on my Fitbit. That's right, guys. All these great walks that I do for you all, it's also my exercise. Absolutely. I mean, why not, right? I do a lot of walking, so I might as well use it as an exercise, right? Alright, let's check this trail out. Of course, as always, with this heat and the season, I have to watch for any critters that I really don't want to say howdy to. Is it too much to look at? I know. Field and mulch. Your basic trail. But it's always nice to get out in nature. Always get a little bit of a fresh air. Another day of appreciation of God's creation. And so, basically, this ain't nothing new to all the other great walks I've ever showed you. But showing it to you anyway. I want you to see that if you happen to come here to see the mammoth site, that you can take yourself a little bit of a walk out. Just wanting you to see that. Let you see where it goes and everything. Today is a very beautiful day. Extremely hot, of course. But for me, I like the temperatures. Where I freeze easy, I always appreciate the heat. Always. Now, I don't know what that is, guys. Almost sounds like there's a pond or something out here. And got some croaking frogs. Eagle Trail, Welcome Center, and Amphitheater. What you know? You can go right on out to the Welcome Center. Hey, you don't have to turn around if you don't want to, obviously. Okay, apparently that's me. Ah! Believe it or not, what we was hearing, guys, was my ticket scraping on my overall pocket. Who would have thought? I was looking for a pond with some croaking frogs. Well, surprise, surprise, I don't get to deliver. Shucks. Okay, I don't know if you can read that. So, the Waco Mammoth Site, BSA camping area established by Troop 497 in 2017. Make a reservation, please talk to the office. And we go on. It being only close to about half a mile, of course it's not going to be that long of a walk. So same thing. Don't know what this rough spots. There's some rough spots along the trail in places. Almost reminds me of some kind of an animal digging. And I don't know what that is. Who knows? Got some pipe running through. Oh, this is certainly a pleasant little walk. It is. Not too taxing. Yeah, we're getting close to the Welcome Center. I see part of the driveway. It goes to the parking lot. So, yeah, we're getting close. Like up there is the entrance to the park. Yeah, not a bad little hike. Not a bad little one at all. Eagle Trail. I just wore my sandals, but you know, ain't no biggie. But at least they're good enough to keep the grasses trimmed. It's possible that this actually makes a complete loop. So that we will find out. Appears that we've got a little bridge. And y'all know I like bridges. Love bridges. And this right here just reads what the other one read. The names of the troop and everything, the number. And here we are. If we go up this side, we just go out the other side. So it don't matter. So we're going out this way. And this is where I'm going to say goodbye. So I hope that you all enjoyed. I appreciate you guys' support. And until next time, bye.